transfer my work, log in again, you know, go through my email or my flash drive, and then go through more steps.
Yeah. So you're saying that's what you have to do today?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Maybe ability to color print too. I think you have to go to the business center, the print center to, and I guess they just charges you more pages on your account. But I mean, because sometimes you need to, you know, if you need to turn in a report that needs to be professional looking, you need to have that capability.
You two have comments
Tamara?
on that too?
Oh, I used to be able to, on my laptop, I was connected to one of the printers in the law library last year, so I was able to print from my laptop to one of the printers in the law library in here lab. But then it just stopped working, and I think they said they changed some system or something, so I just never was able to use it after that. So I don't know what happened.
Okay. So it's something that we had, but you kind of lost a little bit.
Yeah. I know something changed, like there was some changeover in some system. I don't know exactly what those things, but I know there was some kind of change.
All right. Jasmine?
That's what I was going to say. It would be nice if I could just print from my laptop and maybe hold my paper or something.
Okay.
Well, I think two thoughts. One, printing, you know, you need to print from where you remember. So if I'm walking to my car and I remember I need to print something, having the accessibility to print it from there as I'm walking to my car is important. But also where we're able to print from within the app and what's printable. So the e-reserves are printable, but maybe I want to print a list of all e-reserves for the class. I can print that, or if I can print up what rooms are reserved or what rooms are available in the library, stuff like that. So what's able to be printable is important too.
Okay. So, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to ask a couple opinions on specific items that we hadn't touched on quite yet, which was the check computer availability, which was some stuff that the other group talked about. I know someone mentioned that there is a lab on the second floor that is available, and there's a slightly smaller lab on the first floor, along with the chat with a librarian, which I know is a feature that's growing in popularity on campus, and sort of how you would see yourself using something like that, if at all, on a mobile device. And the maps in the library, because I know it was David who mentioned that he wanted to know sort of where, if you looked up a book, where that book was located, and how you could see a map, library maps contributing to that kind of, to success with actually finding books.
The skill of seeking out the book you're looking for is great to master, to understand those letters/numbers.
Yeah, OCLC, yeah.
But, I mean, that's after graduation. We want to get this on.
Okay. Well, what might be useful now is I wanted to see if we could pass out an index card for one of you, and then grab a pen. And then from the ideas that we had from the other groups on the right side, as well as the things that you talked about today in our group here, rank your top 3 or 4, if you have them, functionalities that you would want to see based on the ones you really want to see first, based on your priority.
Sort of library, particularly library specific, and particularly mobile specific. Based on the things up from the other group, or based on the things that we talked about. If there was something that we talked about later that other groups came up with that you really loved, please write it down. Or any ideas that we had. We had a lot of similar ideas, but we definitely had some important and helpful differences.
What if we wanted to talk about just going to the library, maybe making the lounge more comfortable? Or you guys just based on the mobile?
We're looking at the moment specifically on the mobile, but we always we're always taking suggestions.
A suggestion box in the mobile app.
Yeah.
They actually, when you walk in, they always have the
easel with the paper.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's their pardon me.
There you go.
There's their their digital channel for them.
You're supposed to write like top 5 or just write 2?
Top 3 or 4. If you have 5, please write 5. If you have 10,
I'm gonna just look.
Okay.
Oh, and another suggestion I had, and it's not like necessarily as like functional for work, but like I seen a poster that said they want to have what's it called, a book club. So maybe we can have a tag to be like book club suggestion for this month, or like similar to like when you have deleted books, or like a list of just like new in book suggestions. Like in my old school, it'd be like in the middle of the library like a book stack, and then they have like 3 books on top, like we suggest you read this month.
books you would love.
Yeah, so
That's a really, really good idea.
They
I
have
like that idea.
they have a bookcase, a showcase where they have like this month's featured book, but they're not fascinating. I want something that's kind of education,
Yeah.
not vampire.
Kind of going back to what you were saying before, something that's interesting based on you, right?
Yeah.
Something you looked at, so you might like this. Intelligent suggestion. Yes.
Maps of the library, is that where like you can find where the books are? Or?
Well, I do really want to hear about that one specifically from everyone. What maps of the library can be as simple as, like a fire map. This is an outline of the library. This is where everything is located. They can be as complicated as your book is here in this section, which is what kind of functionality in terms of, and going back to what David said about locating books, is would you really like to see in something like that?
Yeah, I would think something like that'd be pretty. It doesn't seem like it'd be too difficult to do either. I mean, I feel like being able to see what portion of the library your book is at, what floor it's on.
How specific would you guys would something like that have to
GPS
be?
tracking.
Full
GPS
3D real time.
GPS doesn't 100% work indoors, and it's got those little split 60s windows, so it's probably not super. I can't promise GPS.
I would like to see though an interactive library map. So if you were looking for a specific book, it could at least point out the section and floor of the library. So maybe it's highlighted in a different color, so you know exactly what area you need to be in. Because I'd like to think we're pretty smart people, and once we get to a specific area, we can probably find it.
Have you guys had trouble finding stuff in the stacks in the past? Only when it was missing.
Right.
Those call numbers can get really long.
Yeah. It's easy to get a few like out of order.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the app can't account for error and placing.
Human
So-
error will always rear its ugly head.
Okay.
I like the map.
That one.
And last semester there was like this book festival, and I loved it. For like 3 days, they were just selling books for like a penny and a nickel.
Oh, the book sale.
Yeah, I loved it, and I bought like 8 books, but they were great.
Book
They
sale.
were great.
Mhm.
We should do more of that.
Okay.
Do you guys tell us like through email? Because I don't really check my
Through the book?
email.
Yeah. So there is the Daily Digest email that comes every day, which I know most people have that reaction. But it
It's just too light.
it does include information about things like the book fair and events like this and that kind of thing.
I guess I'll check it now.
There's opportunities for pizza.
That part, sometimes when you get to Daily Digest and you click what the little advertisement is, then it's like, this is no longer available. Then I'm just like,
Yeah, when you check like
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
later. 'Cause I'm
I've
always
never
like,
run into that. I'm gonna have to.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Once, yeah.
I guess like maybe after a week or so, or sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes.
They
I'll
expire.
look.
They expire after a bit if you have some backlog.
well, this one was the same day.
Spring.
Like, I've only been at University of Baltimore for a month, and I've had it like 5 times. No lie. Like, I click on it, and it's like, no longer available. So it was expired like the next day.
I don't know. To be honest.
And
Right out of
just,
my pay grade.
Just a comment. Just a comment. I do like when the library hosts. I mean, I don't want to sound like a glutton, but I like the cupcakes. And that draws you to come to the library.
Mhm.
And then you learn new resources about the library because you're only in there, 30% of a semester
Mhm.
for some. I mean, it may vary, but I like that. And last semester we did it, and after the cupcake event, colleagues and I had a set table that we called the scholar table, where we would meet up like every other day and we work together.
Mhm.
And it took cupcakes for us to notice that. But I like, maybe we could kind of share these events between the library and the students, and bring them together to get the population to kind of navigate a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
To get familiar. Like, I've only been in the Law Center twice. For
Well, in like a month, it's going to be totally different.
okay.
Sorry, go for it.
One thing I thought of, but if anything were possible, you can there's at least 2 labs on the second floor. You can record visually and audibly record the meeting, and I think you can screen share, or you can at least use the PC there to display on the 2 monitors what you're looking at.
Mhm.
They can be used for meetings and basically places to practice for a presentation. Really, ideally, you have your device and you have an app that can read, let's say, PowerPoint, and you can sit there and click through like as you would like with a clicker, but you really need that in class, so it'd have to kind of extend to the entire university. But
Okay.
yeah,
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Show of hands, real quick, which is if your phone popped up with a notification that said free cupcake or free cookies or free coffee in the library, how many would run over?
Sorry.
That's another thing I was going to say, like how you guys had the daily digest and you guys advertised your focus group. It could be like a little advertisement, so little tabs
Mhm.
or things like that on the
For notifications.
Alright.
All right. Well, yeah. So we're running out of time here, and I wanted to say thank you for your ideas.
Thank you guys so much.
A lot of the stuff is kind of some of the stuff we already knew, but a lot of it is new insight, and hearing from different people about different experiences is really great. So we really appreciate that. Does anyone have any closing thoughts or questions before we leave? Either about
Well, I haven't missed anything.
Yeah, either about the library itself or anything else.
My only other thing would be is to make sure that the app is disability accessible.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
I'm guessing that was already considered.
Yeah,
Thought I'd throw it out.
that's actually a good point, because it's a lot of times that's the last thing that people do in the development process. So
Right.
that's a good point to put in.
Alright. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm going to ask to collect the note cards, and I am going to ask you to leave the UV pens, because we don't have a ton extra. The name tags are yours to keep.
Yeah, right.
Bonus.
And if you head outside, do I not have anybody's? Everybody gave me your postcards. All right. And everybody has signed a consent form, just to double check.
would it help to add reminders onto the what do you use your phone for? Because I mean I lumped that in the calendar, but any data specificity is better, right?
Yep.
Right. It's
Red button on the side of the.
You know which one it is? It's not exactly anonymous.
Yeah.
Oh, no, and if you didn't write your name on it, it
Yeah.
is.
Thanks.